This video will demonstrate how to use the exponential distribution formula in Excel. So recall our example problem where the time between phone calls to a cable TV service call center follows an exponential distribution with a mean of 1.5 minutes. So we're going to find the probability of a few scenarios below. Before we can do that though, we want to make sure to find lambda since we need it for the formulas here. So recall that lambda is found by taking 1 divided by the mean given to us in the problem. So I'm just going to type it here, equals 1 divided by 1.5 minutes, and type in, or hit enter. And that gives us our lambda of 0.6667. So let's go ahead and look at our first scenario. What is the probability that the time between the two next calls will be 45 seconds or less? Here, it's asking for it in seconds, but we want to make sure to convert it so we're using the same units of measure. So we have to convert seconds to minutes since 1.5 minutes was part of the original problem. So we'll take 45 seconds divided by 60 seconds, and that gives us 0.75 minutes. So we'll go ahead and use our formula to the left, equal sign, exponential distribution. Our x is the 0.75, comma, our lambda is above, 0.6667, and comma, type in true, and hit enter. So the probability that the next two calls will be 45 seconds or less time in between is 0.3935. Let's do the next scenario. What's the probability that the time between the next two calls will be greater than 112.5 seconds? Again, we have to convert seconds into minutes, and we know that there are 60 seconds per minute. So I'll take 112.5 divided by 60, which gives us 1.875 minutes for our x in the formula, also known as our a, or variable of interest in the textbook. So just make sure we understand where our letters come from. So go ahead and do equal sign. We'll do 1 minus exponential distribution. Our x is the 1.875, comma, our lambda is our 0.6667, comma, true, and hit enter. So the probability that the time between two calls will be greater than 112 seconds, 112 and a half seconds, is 0.2865. Let's do one more, although we didn't do this in class, but in case you were curious, how do we find the probability between two particular numbers? In this case, the time between two calls will fall between 45 seconds and 112.5 seconds. We're just using the exponential distribution formula twice. So we'll do it for the bigger number first and then subtract the smaller number. So we'll do equal sign, exponential distribution, our x or our a for the bigger number of 112.5 seconds. Recall we converted it, so that's the 1.875, comma, the lambda is 0.6667, comma, true. And then carefully click outside the parentheses so you leave this formula intact and type in minus, and then go ahead and type in exponential distribution again. Our x for the 45 seconds or less when converted to minutes is 0.75. The lambda is 0.6667, and we know this, we're working with true for cumulative, and hit enter. So the probability that the time between the next two calls will be between 45 seconds and 112.5 seconds is 0.32. Now recall all these are in decimals, so if we were to talk about it to someone in terms of probability, we would convert this to percentages, right? So this, in this case, this is 32% chance that the time between the next two calls will fall between 45 seconds and 112.5 seconds. So that's how you do the exponential distribution formulas in Excel. Let me know if you have any questions.